Well, to other matters now, and the Senate crossbench holds great power and sway these days, and many of its members share an uncanny level of interest in wind turbines. So much so that when they ask for a Senate inquiry into wind farms, they get one. And that inquiry is sitting today. We'll hear from it in just a moment. We're going to be speaking to one of its members, David Lionhelm. But first, here are some of the exchanges at the committee between senators and medical experts from the National Health and Medical Research Council. Now, they cover a lot of ground, from happy sheep to climate change science. It's a very broad-ranging inquiry.
The turbines of the past have been 1 megawatt type turbines. They've probably been 45 to 50 metres in height. The turbines we're talking about now are 3.5 megawatts. They are 60 stories in height, and they actually have an area prescribed by their blades the same size as the playing surface of the MCG. We're not talking about small windmills, as I was criticised the other day in Perth. We're talking now about very much larger industrial activities. My final question, have any of the three of you actually been in the vicinity of the turbines when they're operating and actually experienced the effect of the blade going past the stanchion?
Yes, I have.
And
on several occasions.
Yeah.
And I've also seen sheep camp underneath them.
Yeah,
camp is the term, of course, what sheep do at night time. They go to bed, they like high ground. If they were bothered by them, they wouldn't go up and camp underneath these things.
Knowing, of course, that the impact directly underneath the turbines is practically nil.
And indeed around, and happy sheep everywhere is my experience. But a few things, if I may comment, your thalidomide thing, that was actually followed up by large studies to identify.
That's my point.
To identify whether there was and was not,
That's
and
right.
again to measure the
That's the point I was also trying to make. Obviously not
exposure or otherwise.
So, and you made the comment before about, we could see the fact that children had deformities from thalidomide. But there are also many things, Dr. Hannah, that we may not see, but that does not mean we can't visually see them, but it does not also mean that they don't exist or they're not happening to people. Would you agree?
Yes, that's true.
Right, so we can't, just because we can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No.
Right. Senator Day.
Question. The phrase we often hear about climate change is the science is settled on climate change. Do you agree, do you believe the science is settled when it comes to climate change?
Which particular science are you talking about? Are you talking about the climate is warming? Are you talking about the anthropogenic
contribution,
influence on that?
Adverse or impacts, whether it's good or bad, whether it's caused by humans, whether global warming is actually caused by, there is a link between increased CO2 levels and, well, take that one specific point. You think the science has settled that increases in CO2 levels leads to increases in temperature?
Yes.
You think the science is settled?
The science is definitely settled on that one.
Well, how do you... A minute ago you said that science is never settled, that we should always keep an open mind on science. Do you believe that the science is settled on the no adverse health impacts on humans from wind turbines? You sound, earlier in your evidence it suggested that you did think the science was settled.
Yes, the science is settled because that's actually laws of physics. And the laws of physics sort of are pretty immutable.
So thalidomide, the MCG, happy sheep and the laws of physics, they have covered a lot of ground there this morning.